Congressional Republicans are demanding more information about the attack in Benghazi that killed Ambassador Christopher Stevens and 3 diplomatic aides. 8 lawmakers sent a letter to President Obama calling for a briefing as soon as possible. Joining us now to talk about the investigation is former FBI Assistant Director and CNN contributor Tom Fuentes. And Tom, I want to read you just part of this letter. Part of it says, decades after al-Qaeda attacked our embassies in East Africa, which catalyzed a series of events that led to the attacks on 9/11, it appears they executed a highly coordinated and well-planned attack against us again. Clearly, the threat from al-Qaeda and affiliated groups has metastasized, yet we do not appear to be learning from the past. Now, you were at the FBI in 1998. What do you make of that? Are we not learning the lessons of the past?
No, frankly, I think that's ridiculous. We've learned a lot from those lessons, but there's a much different situation here in Libya than there was in Kenya and Tanzania in 1998.
How so?
Well, you don't have a developed government, for one thing. You have a brand new government the Libyan government that doesn't have, you know, the robust law enforcement, intelligence, military forces to be able to just come to power. They're trying to deal with, you know, a few number of insurgents that are going to cause trouble no matter what.
But people will ask, what can they do? Because, frankly, it was the United States Embassy we're talking about, which supposedly is United States territory, at least the inside of it.
Right, but internationally, the host country always provides the outer perimeter security. So if they fail to do that, then, you know, if there's enough people causing an attack, it's going to be like the Alamo. They're going to be able to overwhelm an embassy or a consulate.
So you need host country.
You need host country, and along with the adequate security on your part, but definitely the host country has to keep them out of the perimeter in the first place.
Okay, another part of this letter. It seems like a pre-11 mindset, treating an act of war solely as a criminal matter rather than also prioritizing the gathering of intelligence to prevent future attacks. A pre-9/11 mindset?
That's also absurd. The government, the FBI, the CIA, the military, all of the intelligence assets of the United States have completely been transformed since 9/11. There's a much different level of cooperation and aggressive efforts overseas to try to get to the bottom of some of these plots, to interrupt them before they actually happen. So there's no, whatever pre-9/11 mindset they're talking about, it doesn't exist now, and I can assure you that's just not true.
No, let's talk a little bit more about this new government. What kinds of problems does that pose for trying to do an investigation?
Well, the problem is that the host country has to be able to provide an adequate security for the people that they allow to come in this case the FBI, because we have Americans who have been killed, an American facility that's been attacked, so the FBI does have investigative jurisdiction if the host country allows them to deploy the necessary number of agents and technicians to come conduct the investigation. But it also requires that some level of security be assured, and we don't know that government, to what level they can guarantee the safety of the investigators as they come. So that's an enormous issue. And the other factor here to keep in mind is, here's a country where, by all accounts, the majority of the population are very pro-U.S. They are very grateful to the United States. But an attack like this, we've seen it in our country, we've seen it all around the world. It only takes a couple dozen people with RPGs and assault rifles and a couple of pickup trucks to cause an attack. We saw that in Mumbai with a dozen teenagers, basically, with grenades and assault rifles. We've seen that in other attacks. So this is not, you know, some sophisticated special forces attack that occurred. It doesn't take much, frankly, and I don't think, I think in some ways we give them more credit for a level of sophistication and a level of coordination that may not have been there.
Tom Fuentes, thanks. Always good to see you.
Thanks, Joe.